No, there have been a lot of tough news stories this week, from the protests in Zimbabwe and the arrest of the This Flag campaigner, Pastor Evan Mawarire. The Zimbabwe shutdown was big talk on the African continent locally. We were also talking about Oscar Pistorius and the SABC, as we do. Then in international news, the Dallas shooting is the most spoken about topic of the week, followed by Brexit, Pokemon Go, and then the Nice attack has just started creeping up onto the chart. How horrific wasn't that? Now I'm joined by Managing Director of Roy Africa, Tonya Kuri, to give us an overview of this week. A very good morning to you, Tonya. Nice to have you with us again.
It's always good to be here, Evan. Good morning.
Every week is more horrific than the rest, than the previous one, it seems.
Isn't it? Shocking.
I just can't get my head around it. But let's not start with the violence and the overnight attack in the international news. I want to talk about Zimbabwe. It's the biggest topic this week here in South Africa, no doubt. It's also the biggest topic, I think, on the African continent. Why are South Africans in particular so passionate about Zimbabwe?
Well, I think there's a few things. I think there was a social media campaign behind it, that This Flag hashtag is something South Africans can draw analogies with. I think that's the first thing. I think the second thing is close to our borders. It's going to impact on our lives, and we've seen it happen before. And I think South Africans have spoken out where social media in Zimbabwe couldn't at some stages.
Yeah.
So we sort of carried that noise, if you like, for a short period of time. So for the first time in a long time, a non-South African story made the biggest chunk of our charts over the past 7 days, both in news and social media.
Yeah, it's overtaken Oscar, which is the good news. But I wanted, while we're on the Oscar topic, of course, it's Olympics. The Olympics are just around the corner for us. The Olympic team was announced, and that was a big item, wasn't it?
It wasn't as big as you'd think, but in social media it was tiny, 0.37%. In news media it was really big.
Yeah.
We seem to not really care in social media. Look, there's been a couple, I say that, but there have been a couple of stories that have made the rounds. Caster Semenya was certainly one of the social media trends over the week, but it makes little impact compared to the other big stories on the charts for social media. It is astonishing how much press Oscar Pistorius still drives in social media.
Why is that?
We're never going to let that story go. We're like, this is it. We're going to hang on to this for the rest of our days. In news media, it's just over 1% Oscar Pistorius. So news is done. We've moved on. Yeah,
the professionals have moved on, but the people on social media, they just can't let this one go. We spoke about justice today and about the Oscar Pistorius case in particular, about, checkbook justice, whether if you're rich and famous, if it's easier to get justice. And that's kind of the sense that we got on social media as well.
Absolutely, Urban. And also a lot of people confused. We're all judge, jury and execution on social media. So a lot of people were saying, but how can we get 6 years when the minimum was 15? And a lot of confusion around there. So, and very vocal, still very vocal about Oscar Pistorius.
And Judge Masipa, she must still be taking it in the air on social media because of what she did was her job within the legal framework. Some people forget that. Yes,
absolutely, absolutely. And again, she came into the firing line not only here in South Africa, but also internationally as well.
Let's go internationally now. Of course, there again lots of shootings in America on the chart, as you see. The Dallas killings, 38%, nearly 40%, and Brexit as always. But why are the Dallas shootings still? Is it the Black Lives Matter movement?
It's the Black Lives Matter versus the people saying that horrific hashtag of all lives matter. Like, guys, didn't you get it?
No, they didn't get it.
You didn't get it. You missed that one.
They missed it.
So all that has been coupled into that statistic there, and it's an ongoing conversation. Almost 40% of our international chart dominated by that story. But of course, the Nice attack last night will certainly be the biggest story by the end of the week. I'm convinced about that.
Absolutely. It's a horrific attack, and it's a totally different attack than what we've seen before. And if this is what's coming, I think we should be quaking in our boots. But before we talk more politics, Pokemon Go, I said, just please help me.
No. I was hoping you're going to help me.
No, I come from the era that saw it and all of that sort of thing, and I see people are playing this while driving cars and all kinds of stuff. It's just incredible, isn't it?
I believe it's got more traffic statistics than pornography across the world.
Never.
There you go.
Never.
You can look at the charts and see that it's twice the size of Theresa May, and it's certainly twice the size of Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. And I've personally heard stories of businessmen in pretty serious meetings leaving the boardroom to to go and pick up whatever it is you pick up on your phone. I'm not going to pretend I know what I'm talking about, Evan, because I don't.
Oh, my word.
Massive. Absolutely massive.
So is it a question of small things, amuse small minds? Is it like that?
I think it's it's a new level of gaming that where they have a couple of
gaming. Gaming or gaming, you said?
Yes, I said gaming.
A new level of gaming. It hasn't caught on with me yet, although I come from the Pokemon generation in the early 90s. I was maybe a little bit too old to watch it, but I did at the time. But Tonya, always nice to have you with us. Thank you for coming in and giving us the overview of the week. What does the next week look like, you think?
I think definitely the Nice attack is going to be one of the biggest stories. We also have Mandela Day. That's bound to take over the South African charts.
Of course, and the AIDS conference, I think, is also going to be massive.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And also elections. We're hotting up for elections. So let's see if that hashtag finally grows. It's been sitting dormant for a while.
The people on social media don't like to be serious. Thank you, Tonya. Thanks for joining us. As always on a Friday, the Managing Director of Roy Africa, Tonya Curry, coming to giving us the week in social media and what you should be looking out for. What are those hashtags that's going to make it pop? We're going to take a short break. When we come back,